Greetings, fellow learners. Welcome to IziCodeCraft. Let's turn our experiences into lessons. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel and join the journey. We're here for the second assignment of the Introduction to Web Development at the Odin Project. That is to read the Wikipedia entry on web design that describes the breadth of the web development profession. Web design encompasses many different skills and disciplines in the production and maintenance of websites. The different areas of web design include web graphic design, user interface design, UI design, authoring, including standardized code and proprietary software, user experience design, UX design, and search engine optimization. Often many individuals will work in teams covering different aspects of the design process, although some designers will cover them all. 1. The term web design is normally used to describe the design process relating to the front-end, client-side, design of a website including writing markup. Web design partially overlaps web engineering in the broader scope of web development. Web designers are expected to have an awareness of usability and be up to date with web accessibility guidelines. So, this assignment is linked to this web design Wikipedia page, but I'm assuming that the entry should be the web development one that is mentioned here. Rereading the assignment. It's a read the Wikipedia entry on web design that describes the breadth of the web development profession. So, let's go to the web development page.
Web development is the work involved in developing a website for the Internet, World Wide Web, or an intranet, a private network. Web development can range from developing a simple single static page of plain text to complex web applications, electronic businesses, and social network services. A more comprehensive list of tasks to which web development commonly refers may include web engineering, web design, web content development, client-side/server-side scripting, web server and network security configuration, and e-commerce development. Among web professionals, web development usually refers to the main non-design aspects of building websites: writing markup and coding. Web development may use content management systems, CMS, to make content changes easier and available with basic technical skills. A popular example of a CMS is WordPress. It's a simpler and faster way to create a website. We can go more into it later on other episode. Remember, don't get into rabbit holes, focus on the priorities first. So, let's continue the assignment. For larger organizations and businesses, web development teams can consist of hundreds of people, web developers, and follow standard methods like agile methodologies while developing websites. We can go more into the agile methodologies later too. I know some basics, but would be good for me to learn more about it too. Smaller organizations may only require a single permanent or contracting developer, or secondary assignment to related job positions such as a graphic designer or information systems technician. Web development may be a collaborative effort between departments rather than the domain of a designated department. There are 3 kinds of web developer specialization: front-end developer, back-end developer, and full-stack developer. We went through these concepts already, but it's good to review the subjects learned. Front-end developers are responsible for behavior and visuals that run in the user browser, while back-end developers deal with the servers. Since the commercialization of the web, the industry has boomed and has become one of the most used technologies ever. We have here something about the evolution of the World Wide Web and web development. Here we have the evolution of the web development technologies. It all started with HTML, then they added the CSS, then JavaScript, and so on.
Web development lifecycle. The web development lifecycle is a method that outlines the stages involved in building websites and web applications. It provides a structured approach, ensuring optimal results throughout the development process. A typical web development process can be divided into 7 steps. Yeah, I think they are analysis, planning, design, development, testing, deployment, and maintenance. Analysis. Deborah Howcraft and John Carroll proposed a methodology in which web development process can be divided into sequential steps. They mention different aspects of analysis. Phase 1 involves crafting a web strategy and analyzing how a website can effectively achieve its goals. Kiel et al.'s research identifies the primary reasons for software project failures as a lack of top management commitment and misunderstandings of system requirements. To mitigate these risks, Phase 1 establishes strategic goals and objectives, designing a system to fulfill them. The decision to establish a web presence should ideally align with the organization's corporate information strategy. The analysis phase can be divided into 3 steps. Development of a web strategy. Defining objectives. and objective analysis. During this phase, the previously outlined objectives and available resources undergo analysis to determine their feasibility. This analysis is divided into 6 tasks as follows. Technology analysis, identification of all necessary technological components and tools for constructing, hosting, and supporting the site. Information analysis, identification of user-required information, whether static, web page, or dynamic, pulled live from a database server. Skills analysis, identification of the diverse skill sets necessary to complete the project. User analysis, identification of all intended users of the site, a more intricate process due to the varied range of users and technologies they may use. Cost analysis, estimation of the development cost for the site or an evaluation of what is achievable within a predefined budget. Risk analysis, examination of any major risks associated with site development. Following this analysis, a more refined set of objectives is documented. Objectives that cannot be presently fulfilled are recorded in a wish list, constituting part of the objectives document. This documentation becomes integral to the iterative process during the subsequent cycle of the methodology. Planning, sitemap and wireframe. It is crucial for web developers to be engaged in formulating a plan and determining the optimal architecture and selecting the frameworks. Additionally, developers/consultants play a role in elucidating the total cost of ownership associated with supporting a website, which may surpass the initial development expenses. Key aspects in this step are sitemap creation. I'm not too sure on this term. Let's click on it to see if we can have a definition. Inform search engines about URLs on a website that are available for web crawling. It allows webmasters to include additional information about each URL, when it was last updated, how often it changes, and how important it is in relation to other URLs of the site. This allows search engines to crawl the site more efficiently and to find URLs that may be isolated from the rest of the site's content. The Sitemaps protocol is a URL inclusion protocol and complements robots.txt, a URL exclusion protocol. That's interesting. Wireframe creation. A website wireframe, also known as a page schematic or screen blueprint, is a visual guide that represents the skeletal framework of a website. This is like how the planned website pages are supposed to look. Tech stack. In computing, a solution stack or software stack is a set of software subsystems or components needed to create a complete platform such that no additional software is needed to support applications. Applications are said to run on or run on top of the resulting platform. This would be the coding language or languages, the frameworks, database, this type of technologies that are used on the implementation of the software. Design and layout. Following the analysis phase, the development process moves on to the design phase, which is guided by the objectives document. Recognizing the incremental growth of websites and the potential lack of good design architecture, the methodology includes iteration to account for changes and additions over the life of the site. The design phase, which is divided into information design and graphic design, results in a detailed design document that details the structure of the website, database data structures, and CGI scripts. Note that this design is not specifically the visuals of the application. This design is almost the sketching of going more on the details behind each process and logic actions. What's needed and what's not, the architecture of the project, etc. The following step, design testing, focuses on early, low-cost testing to identify inconsistencies or flaws in the design. This entails comparing the website's design to the goals and objectives outlined in the first 3 steps. Phases 1 and 2 involve an iterative loop in which objectives in the objectives document are revisited to ensure alignment with the design. Any objectives that are removed are added to the wish list for future consideration. Key aspects in this step are page layouts, review, and approval. Content creation. No matter how visually appealing a website is, good communication with clients is critical. The primary purpose of content production is to create a communication channel through the user interface by delivering relevant information about your firm in an engaging and easily understandable manner. This includes developing appealing calls to action, making creative headlines, content formatting for readability, carrying out line editing, text updating throughout the site development process. The stage of content production is critical in establishing the branding and marketing of your website or web application. It serves as a platform for defining the purpose and goals of your online presence through compelling and convincing content. I think this goes on other type of professionals too. Marketeers, copywriters, etc. But a programmer would work with them as well, cause those details on how those actions would execute might need the programmer help on it, both on the decision and on the implementation. Development. During this critical stage, the website is built while keeping its fundamental goal in mind, paying close attention to all graphic components to assure the establishment of a completely working site. The procedure begins with the development of the main page, which is followed by the production of interior pages. The site's navigational structure is being refined in particular. During this development phase, key functionalities such as the content management system, interactive contact forms, and shopping carts are activated. The coding process includes creating all of the site's software and installing it on the appropriate web servers. This can range from simple things like posting to a web server to more complex tasks like establishing database connections. This is the stage where our main and most visible work is coding. The real implementation of the project or website. Testing, review, and launch. In any web project, the testing phase is incredibly intricate and difficult. Because web apps are frequently designed for a diverse and often unknown user base running in a range of technological environments, their complexity exceeds that of traditional information systems, IS. To ensure maximum reach and efficacy, the website must be tested in a variety of contexts and technologies. The website moves to the delivery stage after gaining final approval from the designer. To ensure its preparation for launch, the quality assurance team performs rigorous testing for functionality, compatibility, and performance. Additional testing is carried out, including integration, stress, scalability, load, resolution, and cross-browser compatibility. When the approval is given, the website is pushed to the server via FTP, completing the development process. Key aspects in this step are test lost links, use code validators, check browser. This is mostly testing in general. I think it is not only quality assurance related but could be for programmers too, depending on the type of test needed. I think we are going to understand and learn more about it in next episodes. Maintenance and updating. The web development process goes beyond deployment to include a variety of post-deployment tasks. Websites, in example, are frequently under ongoing maintenance, with new items being uploaded on a daily basis. The maintenance costs increases immensely as the site grows in size. The accuracy of content on a website is critical, demanding continuous monitoring to verify that both information and links, particularly external links, are updated. Adjustments are made in response to user feedback, and regular support and maintenance actions are carried out to maintain the website's long-term effectiveness. Traditional development methodologies. These are some web development methodologies. I'm not going so much in the details in this case. I think they are part of important theory, but I will leave it to other episodes. For now, I think the priority is to check the main concepts. Key technologies in web development. Developing a fundamental knowledge of client-side and server-side dynamics is crucial. The goal of front-end development is to create a website's user interface and visual components that users may interact with directly. On the other hand, back-end development works with databases, server-side logic, and application functionality. Building reliable and user-friendly online applications requires a comprehensive approach, which is ensured by collaboration between front-end and back-end engineers. Front-end development. Front-end development is the process of designing and implementing the user interface, UI, and user experience, UX, of a web application. It involves creating visually appealing and interactive elements that users interact with directly. The primary technologies and concepts associated with front-end development include technologies. The three core technologies for front-end development are HTML, Hypertext Markup Language. HTML provides the structure and organization of content on a web page. CSS, Cascading Style Sheet, responsible for styling and layout. CSS enhances the presentation of HTML elements, making the application visually appealing. JavaScript, it is used to add interactions to the web pages. Advancement in JavaScript has given rise to many popular front-end frameworks like React, Angular, and Vue.js, etc. These are the technologies that we are going to focus on the Odin Project foundations. User interface design. User experience design focuses on creating interfaces that are intuitive, accessible, and enjoyable for users. It involves understanding user behavior, conducting usability studies, and implementing design principles to enhance the overall satisfaction of users interacting with a website or application. This involves wireframing, prototyping, and implementing design principles to enhance user interaction. There are here some popular tools used for UI wireframing. Another key aspect to keep in mind while designing is web accessibility. Web accessibility ensures that digital content is available and usable for people of all abilities. This involves adhering to standards like the Web Content Accessibility Guidelines, WCAG, implementing features like alternative text for images, and designing with considerations for diverse user needs, including those with disabilities. Responsive design. It is important to ensure that web applications are accessible and visually appealing across various devices and screen sizes. Responsive design uses CSS media queries and flexible layouts to adapt to different viewing environments. Front-end frameworks. A framework is a high-level solution for the reuse of software pieces, a step forward in simple library-based reuse that allows for sharing common functions and generic logic of a domain application. Frameworks and libraries are essential tools that expedite the development process. These tools enhance developer productivity and contribute to the maintainability of large-scale applications. Some popular front-end frameworks are React, Angular, and Vue.js. We are going to go more into a front-end framework later in the journey, so I won't go that further for now. State management the same. There are here some concepts that aren't exactly the main things to focus on our beginning, so I'm going to jump a little bit on those. We can check them more in detail later. Backend development. Backend development involves building the server-side logic and database components of a web application. It is responsible for processing user requests, managing data, and ensuring the overall functionality of the application. Key aspects of backend development include server/cloud instance. An essential component of the architecture of a web application is a server or cloud instance. A cloud instance is a virtual server instance that can be accessed via the internet and is created, delivered, and hosted on a public or private cloud. It functions as a physical server that may seamlessly move between various devices with ease or set up several instances on one server. It is therefore very dynamic, scalable, and economical. Databases. Database management is crucial for storing, retrieving, and managing data in web applications. Various database systems, such as MySQL, PostgreSQL, and MongoDB, play distinct roles in organizing and structuring data. Effective database management ensures the responsiveness and efficiency of data-driven web applications. There are some different types of databases. The main and most popular are the relational databases. Again, not going so much in all those details for now. I think this is a good info on those different types. The choice of a database depends on various factors such as the nature of the data, scalability requirements, performance considerations, and the specific use case of the application being developed. Each type of database has its strengths and weaknesses, and selecting the right one involves considering the specific needs of the project. Application Programming Interface (APIs). Application programming interfaces are sets of rules and protocols that allow different software applications to communicate with each other. APIs define the methods and data formats that applications can use to request and exchange information. Server-side languages. Programming languages aimed at server execution, as opposed to client browser execution, are known as server-side languages. These programming languages are used in web development to perform operations including data processing, database interaction, and the creation of dynamic content that is delivered to the client's browser. A key element of server-side programming is server-side scripting, which allows the server to react to client requests in real time. Some popular server-side languages are
PHP, Python, Ruby, Java, Node.js, C#, ASP.NET, Go or Golang, Perl and Swift.
Security measures. Testing, debugging, and deployment. Again, you guys can read and explore all these concepts for sure. For now, I'm not going to go so much into, cause I want to explore them more in other episodes more down on the road. Full-stack development. Full-stack development refers to the practice of designing, building, and maintaining the entire software stack of a web application. This includes both the front-end, client-side, and back-end, server-side, components, as well as the database and any other necessary infrastructure. A full-stack developer is someone who has expertise in working with both the front-end and back-end technologies, allowing them to handle all aspects of web application development. Web development tools and environments. Efficient web development relies on a set of tools and environments that streamline the coding and collaboration processes. 1. Integrated development environments. IDEs tools like Visual Studio Code, Atom, and Sublime Text provide features such as code highlighting, auto-completion, and version control integration, enhancing the development experience. 2. Version control. Git is a widely used version control system that allows developers to track changes, collaborate seamlessly, and roll back to previous versions if needed. 3. Collaboration tools. Communication platforms like Slack, project management tools such as Jira, and collaboration platforms like GitHub facilitate effective teamwork and project management.
So, I think that's it for now. I feel that we gained some more knowledge on web development and even some more details that will be more important later on our career. That was the second assignment, and I hope that I helped on something. We will do the last assignment on the next episode. Thank you all for watching. If you found this video helpful, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content like this.